St. Louis just, out-muscled us and brutalized us. I'll never forget there was a fight at the Spectrum in which Noel Picard sucker punched Claude LaForge. He never played again in the NHL, and he just came from behind, and he went down a pool of blood, and I wasn't used to that type of thing, and I basically made up my mind at that time and told our people, we may not be able to come up with the great skaters and the great shooters and the real great talents because we were an expansion club and it was going to take us a while. But we could come up with guys that could beat up other guys if that was what was necessary. I don't ever want a Philadelphia Flyer team intimidated ever again.
Hey everybody, Timmy Flyers guy here with another edition of Flyers Corner. What you just saw was one of the most infamous infamous bench clearing brawls in the history of the NHL. And it has some significance with the Philadelphia Flyers. Because this was the night, this was the brawl. This was the brawl that changed things for the Philadelphia Flyers and the Philadelphia Flyers organization. In 1968, the Philadelphia Flyers faced off against the St. Louis Blues. In a wild brawl, the Philadelphia Flyers were completely outmuscled by the St. Louis Blues. Many players were injured during this fight. One player in particular, who played for the Philadelphia Flyers, was knocked out, and a pool of blood was on the ice at the Spectrum. Well, I don't know if it was at the Spectrum, but there was a pool of blood on the ice. This was the brawl that had the Flyers organization make some drastic changes to the hockey team. Ed Snyder in the video said that we were not going to be intimidated ever again. And a lot of us say that this was the true creation of the Broad Street Bullies. Because if this brawl did not happen, we probably wouldn't be having the Broad Street Bullies. But this was the fight, one of the biggest brawls in NHL history, that caused the Flyers to toughen up and never be intimidated by any team ever again. Sure, they did not have the players that were sharpshooters or flashy goal scorers, but they did have toughness, and that's what made the Flyers. This is what toughened the Flyers up. Because sometimes in life, sometimes you just need to get knocked down before you can get back up. And that's what happened with this Flyers team. And that is how the Broad Street Bullies were created. They were created to intimidate other hockey teams. The Flyers are not going to take this anymore. And Ed Snyder put his foot down and said, listen, we're not going to be pushed around by any teams anymore. It's time for us to fight back. And Ed Snyder did the right thing, toughening his team up, making his team tougher. Because the early years of Flyers hockey, we didn't have any tough guys. We didn't have guys that would go out there and intimidate people. They were an expansion team, but that doesn't make no difference. Whether you're an expansion team, whatever team you are, you have to toughen up to evolve. And in the rugged 1960s, in the rugged year of 1968, and the rugged years of 1970 of the 1970s, It was time for this team to evolve. And that's what they did. This team became a group of ferocious man-eating tigers. So that's all I really have to say about this. It has some historical significance because it changed things. It changed the way. It changed things for the organization, and it helped the organization. It helped the Flyers organization evolve, and that was the first evolution of the Philadelphia Flyers. Guys, thank you for joining me here on Flyers Corner. I'll see you next time on the next video. I'll see you guys next time for the next edition of Flyers Corner. Thank you for joining me, and let's go Flyers.